Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep! In this video, we are covering the philosophy of the Otsutsuki clan, in particular Isshiki Otsutsuki. We will discuss Isshiki Otsutsuki's objective, his origin or where he is from, and why he created Kawaki. But not only that, we will also cover the new Dojutsu he revealed against Kashin Koji in terms of the hidden story behind it in its conceptual design. Remember how Kishimoto incorporated a lot of Buddhism and Hindu ideas within Naruto that inspired him to create many character concepts or Genkai? For example, the Rinnegan and the 6 paths of pain being based on the 6 Buddhist paths of reincarnation. Each body was named after one of the different paths: Deva, Asura, human, animal, Brita, and Naraka. We can't forget the Mangaka Sharingan abilities also being inspired from Japanese mythology such as Susanoo, Izanagi, and Izanami, but you guys get the point. So sit back, relax, and let's cue the intro. So let's first cover the conceptual idea of how the Otsutsuki were created. When it came to the Otsutsuki, a lot of inspirations and concepts came from the Japan passages found in the Kojiki, which is an early Japanese account of ancient matters, from the chronicles of myths, genealogies, and legends down to the year 641. The idea and name of the Otsutsuki came from the 2nd volume of these accounts, specifically referring to the wife of Suinin, the 11th emperor of Japan. Her name was Kaguya Hime no Miko, who was the daughter of a king named Otsutsuki Tari no Miko. I butchered all of these names, but you guys get the point. This tradition holds that these individuals served as the basis for the story of the Princess Kaguya and the old bamboo cutter in the tale of the bamboo cutter that Naruto and Boruto is inspired from. From then on, all the other members of the Otsutsuki were named and inspired after other Japanese folk characters. In Momoshiki's case, it was Momotaro. In Kinshiki's case, it was Kintaro. And Urashiki was Urashiki Taro no Trash.
Know your fucking place, trash.
We covered these inspirations in a video we did about the Otsutsuki a while back, so if you want to know more about them in 5 things you didn't know about the Otsutsuki, go watch it and it will be in the comment section below. But coming back to Isshiki Otsutsuki, like other male members of the clan, Isshiki was named after a Japanese folk character whose name includes Taro. In his case, it was Isen Kutaro, and from his folklore, we can learn about the mystery of Isshiki's character, from his potential abilities to even his philosophy and goals. But before we go into his folklore, let's cover some ground on Isshiki's philosophy and goals we can grasp from the Boruto series. Although Boruto still needs some time to develop, Kodachi has already planted some of the seeds of what Isshiki Otsutsuki's ideology might be. He already stated that he sees human beings as an inferior race and that all people have a predestined fate in chapter 47. Ishiki's goals clearly align with the Otsutsuki clan and fits perfectly with expanding Kaguya's backstory, so this is tackling 2 birds with 1 stone. We know for a fact that the Otsutsuki believe they are natural occurrence, and due to being superior supreme beings, they are considered as gods living long lives. Other planets and every other life are subservient to them, and it's the natural circle of life where human beings are their prey, since they are the life force essence and have to be used to create a chakra fruit for their clan. And now remember, the creed of the clan is to pass on their power, stating that power is absolute and should be given to the next person. But even this concept is a philosophical debate, staying true to the Naruto franchise and name, because Momoshiki says to him it's a waste that he can't pass on his power to the next generation, where he even says, I don't know how much time you spent mastering these jutsus, but with this pill we can obtain power greater than yours effortlessly. Naruto comes to the conclusion that what Momoshiki is stating goes back to his thoughts about the scientific ninja tools and how society has progressed, because it could be his fault that Boruto got pushed to cheat, since of course Naruto still believes in the ninja system, but development has caused certain cultures to change. This goes back to the overall representation of what the Otsutsuki race themselves portray. They are like the unyielding force similar to that of nature, due to their abilities to consume others and prosper from it, giving us time to self-reflect on the grey areas of morality. In some ways, it's like destiny playing its role. When a lion eats its prey, the natural thought would be that it was bound to happen. A lion needs to eat, right? The Otsutsuki also have this premise of 4. Their Therefore, yet again, Boruto and Isshiki Otsutsuki are interconnected with the wider message of Naruto's philosophy, which is what makes us human beings. We as humans learn wisdom and gain power through trials, tribulation, and pain. So if one's power is given without this said wisdom, can it truly be used wisely and with good intentions of understanding one another? Let's say someone is weaker or not equal. Can a being like an Otsutsuki truly understand the responsibility of the power they possess with the mentality that they are predestined to have inside their clan? Isshiki Otsutsuki appears fully willing to solve problems with a great amount of financial investment, showing parallels to the real world of how money gets shit done. Delta noted that the money Isshiki had invested for his experiments, where the final result was Kawaki being turned into the perfect vessel, it was enough money to buy an entire country.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Isshiki Otsutsuki behind the scenes has controlled the technological developments within the 5 nations by controlling outer members of Kara to meet his agenda. Isshiki seems to believe that all living beings have their fates predestined by their genetics, as he stated this to Koji, a clone of Jiraiya. He said to him that he is destined to die, just like the template, due to having inherited his genes. Now, in our previous videos, we have explained and proven that Otsutsuki have omniscient powers of some sort. Although they cannot look into their own destinies, they sure can look into others. For example, Boruto's prophecy was looked into by Tonori, calling him the Star of Hope with his pure eye, needing to come into fruition to save the world from the Otsutsuki, right? Momoshiki also looked into Boruto's life with his eyes and said that he bears a path where his blue eyes will take everything away from him. Not only that, but Isshiki Otsutsuki, the most trash of all from the anime, also proved to us that their race have some sort of omniscient powers, as he also looked into Boruto's life after defeating Tonori and said that he will be very troublesome to their clan. So at the end of the day, Isshiki Otsutsuki ending up with this sort of ideology is not surprising at all. He believes his race is superior and that they are gods. If you had the foresight to look into the human race and have an idea of what their life would become in the future, of course you would believe in genetics causing a predestined route for certain individuals. In chapter 39, Isshiki Otsutsuki proposed to the Kara members that he would grant a wish for them once they finish the goal of Kara, which is to gain a perfect vessel for him. This idea was inspired from multiple things such as Isunboshi, which translates to 1-inch boy. In this Japanese fairy tale, the boy has a legendary magic hammer which can tap out anything the person wishes for. Now, you can probably tell by the name of the tale, 1-inch boy. It's no wonder that Okyo Kodachi, the writer of Boruto, decided to give Isshiki Otsutsuki the ability to transform himself and other objects into extremely small sizes. Yeah, you know, insert the mandatory penis joke here. Immaturity at its finest. Now, to summarize the folklore tale, Isunboshi comes under the employment of a wealthy daimyo, whose daughter is an attractive princess, aka Boruto used Kaguya, right? You know what I'm saying, right? I see you guys typing in the comments all the time. Kaguya 10 out of 10, would marry, would smash, she's fine. If an alien came up to me, oh, come on, guys.
No!
But back to the point of the folklore tale. Although Isun was scorned for his height, he is given the job of accompanying the princess. While traveling together, they are attacked by an Oni, or a demon, who deals with pesky Isunboshi by swallowing him whole. He defeats the Oni by pricking him from within with his needle or sword. The Oni spits out Isunboshi, and as he runs away, he drops the magical hammer known as Uchide no Kozuchi. How do I pronounce this? Uchide no Kozuchi. No. Oh my god, please edit this out. Don't make fun of me, please. Don't make fun of me, please. But in the better known modernized versions of this story, the princess uses the power of the mallet to grow him to full size. At the end of the story, Isunboshi and the princess are married. Now, even though this story has many different variations, just from hearing that, you probably have come to the same conclusion. Ishiki's story is very similar to Isun's. Even the idea that Otsutsuki come to planets in pairs is taken from this folklore story. Sasuke discovered that Isshiki is the partner of Kaguya, the princess of the clan. Isshiki also has the ability to have needle-like chakra rods that pierce Naruto and Sasuke. So we can determine that Kodachi did indeed get inspired from this story. But what about the marriage concept? Did Isshiki want to marry Kaguya? Is that why he was so pissed finding out the girl he was meant to marry was actually in love with a mere mortal man? And imagine my guy finding out she's pregnant on top. Oh my god. Even the concept of Isshiki Otsutsuki using Jigen's body as a vessel, say it with me guys, Jigen's body, he went into his ear, and it was very similar to the folklore story, as Isun also did this within the Oni but destroyed him from the inside, whilst Isshiki Otsutsuki in Boruto did this to Jigen using his nutrients to eventually reincarnate with karma, destroying him from the inside. Poor Jigen couldn't even catch a break, fam. But hey, at least he has become a living meme legend. Thank you to all of these lovely people for buying our Jigen merch, making his name live long. Remember, there is a 10% off code if you use Boruto48 at checkout. Thank you for supporting us. We love you guys. But let's get back to an important key inspiration to Isshiki's character, which was the magic hammer or miracle mallet within the story that Isunboshi obtained. We already mentioned that Isshiki's size manipulation was inspired by this object, and if we stretch things, we could also suggest the symbol on Isshiki's back could also represent the hammer. But what else can we take from this? Well, even though this miracle mallet is primarily known as a legendary artifact from the Isunboshi folklore tale, it was also referenced in various other stories, even Momotaro, along with popular beliefs like being a standard item held in the hand of the iconic deity Daikoku Ten, so the ability of this mallet is quite extensive. But after some digging around, to grasp an idea on the potential ability of the miracle mallet, we are going to be referring to the Toho project, which is a game. For a list of abilities going by the assumption that this game inspired by all the other original abilities of the mallet. In the project, the mallet's powers and abilities are stated to consist of wish granting, size manipulation, life manipulation, matter manipulation, summoning, reality warping, mind manipulation, duplication, and water manipulation. It's like the story is trying to tell us Isshiki is manipulating the whole world. But just by going over this, it's obvious that Isshiki seems to have access to nearly all of these powers. Isshiki promised to grant the wishes for the Kara members, meaning there is a way for him to do this. Isshiki can manipulate his size, Isshiki can warp through dimensions, Isshiki can manipulate his own life by extending it through karma, and the next few abilities of the Uchidi no Kuzuchi can possibly give us hints to his Dojutsu eye that he just revealed to Kashin Koji. So let's cover the new Dojutsu Isshiki has and the inspiration behind its design. In the chapter 47 of Boruto, it was revealed that Isshiki possesses a Byakugan in his left eye and a new Dojutsu on his right eye, looking like the 8-spoke Dharma wheel, where his eye has a wheel-like pattern to it with spokes coming out of the center. Now you're probably wondering, how come he has a new Dojutsu and why do Otsutsuki have different powers? Well, in Boruto chapter 45, Amado also explained that the Otsutsuki evolve and upgrade their DNA every time they eat a planet's fruit. The tree, when it absorbs the energy of the planet, also absorbs the DNA makeup of the living being on it. And when the divine fruit is eaten, the Otsutsuki upgrade their DNA makeup. Logically, this means that the Earth's chakra fruit will give the Otsutsuki some human DNA if they eat it, or a fruit from another planet would give you different powers. But coming back to Isshiki's Dojutsu, it seems like it's a reference to the Dharma chakra or the wheel of Dharma from Hinduism and Buddhism. This symbol is connected to the noble eightfold path, which links back to the painful cycle of rebirth. In the Otsutsuki case, we are talking about the karma, as the karma seal they use reincarnates them into a new vessel. Now, the Dharma wheel was actually constantly foreshadowed even before Isshiki's reveal, as if we look back to chapter 44 page 13, the wheel is present on the surrounding entrance to Isshiki's crib. The Buddha is said to have set the wheel of Dharma in motion when he delivered his first sermon. This turning of the wheel signifies a great and revolutionary change with universal consequences, brought about an exceptional human being. Now this can be linked back to Boruto, as he is the human being that will bring about a change to the end of the detrimental consequences of Isshiki Otsutsuki's reincarnation. He is the star of hope with the pure eye that has to withhold the values of a shinobi, as he said he would in the future against Kawaki. Lastly, when it comes to Boruto and Kawaki's karma, the designs are pretty epic, right? Ikemoto, the illustrator and designer of Boruto, was inspired from the Buddhist concepts of wish-granting jewels. If you can take a look at these pictures, you can clearly see a resemblance between the two. Anyway guys, that's everything to learn about Boruto's Otsutsuki and the hidden story behind it and the conceptual designs. Please smash that like button and the notification button if you enjoyed the video. Follow us on social media and Twitch for streaming, and we will see you guys next time.